well not to overcommit. Here's Hayes. Beautiful round one, round two. Lenny Hayes, you star!
Lenny, you've had a few milestone games now, and in the time between your 200th and your 250th, quite a bit's happened. 3 grand finals, Norm Smith medal, All-Australian selection, best and fairest. The whole club's moved to Seaford. New coach, a knee injury, and you got married. Fair to say there haven't been too many dull moments.
Yeah, no, you're spot on, Luke. Yeah, it's been a big couple of years, mate. Thoroughly enjoyable, even though we didn't quite get the results in the grand finals that we would have liked. But we gave ourselves a shot, and hopefully we got another one around the corner.
Oh, that's a wonderful knock by Kaczynski. Lenny Hayes, he could probably seal it. Go Hayes!
Growing up a Sydney boy playing Aussie rules, did it seem that the AFL dream was just that, just a pipe dream? It does, I imagine, seem a long way away.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to go to the Swans almost every week, and back then I didn't really know the pathway or how you'd get there, and I was just enjoying playing my local footy, and fortunate enough, with the McVeys, and Nick Davis played over with St George, so there are a couple of good players going around, but I don't think we ever really thought that we could actually get there. And then the New South Wales joined up with the ACT, and they had the Rams when I turned 15 or 16. So really, it was lucky timing.
You managed to make your debut in your home city against North Melbourne. Glenn Archer gave you a friendly introduction to football. What are your recollections of that day?
I remember picking the ball up and then just being absolutely cleaned up, and Arch, he actually came over to me after the game, made sure I was okay, and I think more so he wouldn't be suspended. But it was a fair hit. All my mates were there. It was weird because we were playing North Melbourne in Sydney. It was one of their home games, so all my family and friends were there, and I reckon for the next 5 years that's all they talked about. It wasn't a goal I'd kicked or if I played well, it was all about how Archer cleaned me up my first game, so it was definitely one to remember.
Have you crossed paths with Arch very often since then?
Yeah, a couple of times, a couple of Brownlow medals. We've had a couple of beers together and stuff like that on the night, and I've brought it up with him a couple of times, and he sort of said I didn't think you'd get up, but yeah, eventually I did.
They're under enormous pressure. Here's Hayes.
There he is again.
Left foot dribble along the ground. How good is that?
You're considered one of the more universally respected players in the AFL, and you're someone who seems to shy away from praise. How does that sort of acknowledgement sit with you?
Oh, look, it's always a bit sort of different. When you're playing football, you just sort of go out there and try and do the best you can, and for your club and for your teammates, and look, whatever comes from that comes from it. It's not anything you can really control, but I have been pretty thankful to all the support that I've had, especially last year when I was out with a knee, and not only St Kilda supporters but other people would come up and say, look, wish you luck for your recovery, and it always that means a lot for sure.
What's one of the stranger events that you remember happening throughout your career?
Well, there's been a few. The Siren Gate down at Tassie was a big one. Obviously the Drawn Grand Final was pretty surreal. Even when we played, I think it was Freo over there, and the umpire marked the ball, I was a couple of metres away from that. So it's one thing about St Kilda, there's always something sort of going on.
One of the most enduring memories of that Siren Gate game with yourself and Chris Connolly having a few terse words. Do you remember what was said in that little argument?
Yeah, it was. I couldn't hear the siren go, but I knew that something must have happened because a few of the Freo boys were jumping up and down, and then all of a sudden turn around, and I think we had a ball up in our forward 50, and I thought, we're a chance to kick a goal here, and all of a sudden their coach is on the field, and I think he summed it up well. I think he got asked what I said, and he said that Lenny politely asked me to get off the field, so probably just leave it at that.
I'm sure it was polite too.
Yeah.
Who has been the biggest influence in your time at the Saints?
Time at the Saints, probably Robert Harvey. Even from before I got drafted, I just loved the way he played his footy, and because I was playing in the midfield as a junior, I was told to sort of watch the way he went about it, and it's probably around the time, I think he'd just come off back-to-back Brownlows, and they'd played in a couple of grand finals, or in 97 and 98 in the finals, so it was a really good time to come to the club when he was at the peak of his powers, and just to watch the way he went about it. Every day you'd learn something from him, and he didn't have to say much, Haas, but you just watch the way he went about it, and you'd pick up so many things.
It's only 133 games to go until you beat halves for the games record. Is there any possibility of that happening?
Absolutely none whatsoever. No, halves is a freak. I don't think that'll ever be done again at this club. Although Dell's going pretty well. Dell's going all right. So, yeah, he was just one out of the box half. To think that he kept going, when he was like 37 or 38, it's just remarkable, really, especially this day and age. Yeah, so I won't be getting anywhere near that.
So how much longer do you have in you?
Oh, look, I don't know, to be honest. It's, you know, coming back from an injury, it's always a little bit of an unknown, but look, the body's feeling really good, and I suppose I'll keep playing as long as the club, you know, have a spot for me, and as long as I can contribute and I feel like I'm giving something back to the club. Once that starts sort of falling away, then, you know, I'll put my hand up and head off into the sunset.
Was there any stage after you did your knee the second time that you gave serious thought to retirement?
I'd be lying if I said that I didn't think about it, but I knew that I had another year on contract, and I just felt that I still had a bit more to give, and I suppose mentally, like, I was enjoying the game as much as I ever have before, and that's a big thing for me. I wouldn't want to be around a place if I wasn't enjoying it and I didn't think I could contribute. So, look, I knew it was going to be hard work, but if anything, you know, having gone through it before, it gave me that confidence that I knew what was ahead of me, and you know, the club were really good, supported me really well, had a first-class facility down here at Seaford, and a great medical team as well. So everything was there for me, and yeah, I suppose I just had to do the work and get back, and yeah, I'm glad I did, because I'm just, yeah, loving being back out there with the boys.
Good work from Roughhead, all hands on deck for the Dogs. Boyd had to be careful with the handball. Gave it to Eastonwood, watch out!
What
Gone.
tackle.
Oh, ferocious stuff, Lenny Hayes. And Jack Stevens salutes with a goal, and they all go to Lenny.
You stepped away from the leadership group this year. What has that changed about the way you conduct yourself around the club and the way you engage with your teammates?
Yeah, it was probably more of a decision, you know, talking to Scott, and just wanting to promote a few of the younger guys to maybe jump up and put their names up for that. And look, I've been sort of part of the club. This is my 14th season, and I'm not really going to change the way that I go about it, or I'm not going to try and lead any less or not give as much to the team. I'll still try and help and encourage other guys and try and make them better as well. So it was more just you know, giving another guy a go, or another couple of guys, and guys like Jimmy Gwilt have jumped in there, and Ben McAvoy, and you know, guys like Jack Stephen and David Armitage, you know, are ready to take that next step. So it was more of a decision about that.
Have you given much thought to life after your playing days? Does media or coaching interest you?
A little bit. Yeah, I think with my footy, I've always put almost 100% into it and been really focused on that. But I suppose having a bit of time off last year, it gave me an opportunity to do a few different things, and things that I hadn't done a lot of before. And I did a little bit of media stuff and quite enjoyed that. It was good just seeing a different perspective on the game, and how, you know, you watch footy on TV, you know, most weekends, but to actually go in there and see how it's done was really interesting. And the coaching side of it as well. I enjoy working with the younger guys, so that may be something I'll pursue down the track.
Can you still play in a St Kilda premiership?
Yeah, I still believe I can. I probably wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't. You know, that's one of the things that drives me and every day, and I'm sure the other boys as well, that, you know, our best is still good enough. And I think, you know, we've been a little bit up and down this year, but I think our best can compete with any team. So just a matter of, and every team's the same. It's a pretty open year, I reckon. There's a number of teams that are pushing their claims, so there's still a lot of footy to be played till the end of the year, but I'm still confident we can be amongst it.
Well, Lenny, it's a significant milestone. I'm sure football fans all around Australia will be celebrating it this week. Good luck, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Luke. Cheers, mate.